Can see me on screen, but I want to share with you the real relationship experts countdown to Christmas alternative Advent. And the reason for doing that is that Christmas is very often a source of anxiety and stress for so many people. Couples bicker over where they're going to spend Christmas, whether the in-laws should come for lunch, what to buy the children, what are they going to eat? What's the limit on present buying for the family? How much money are they going to spend? What time to eat, when to put the tree and decorations up, how much money to spend. You name it, it feels as if every aspect of Christmas is designed to create stress on couples and relationships. But what if you're single? Well, as a single person, there's this sort of intangible pressure to actually find the one in time for the big day. And if you don't find the one, you're left to feel as if maybe there's something wrong with you. And you look around you and you feel that you're surrounded by loved up, happy couples in all directions. Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. And that's why I've created my countdown to Christmas, the alternative Advent calendar. I'm going to be sharing with you hints, tips, anecdotes, and suggestions to make you think, ponder, reflect, and implement in the run up to Christmas to help you create stronger, healthier, and more robust relationships with your partner, your family, and with yourself. So join me each day at varying times, because I'm fitting it around my diary, for my alternative Advent calendar. And today I want to share a little bit of an anecdote with you, which of course has a question and something to reflect upon at the end. I want to share a story about something that happened on the weekend when I had what I tend to refer to as one of my Dizzy Deb moments. I'm sure we all have them, but mine are called Dizzy Deb moments. And those of you that know me know that my partner Floss and I, we like to go out walking quite often. And this weekend was no different. We went out, we decided we were going to walk about 10 miles in the countryside and on the canal paths of the Avon and Kennet Canal in and around Bath. Beautiful, beautiful city. And what a place to be walking in the run up to Christmas. It was quite magical at times. So as we walked along the canal path, along the Avon and Kennet Canal, it was incredibly foggy, but I was surprised by the number of anglers that were out there. And if my brother-in-law is watching this, he is going to be just wondering what on earth I was thinking when I tell you what happened next. We were looking at the anglers, and I'm always surprised by the amount of equipment they seem to have with them. And one of the anglers had what I can only describe as an extremely long, square-shaped net. It was segmented and almost looked like a really long, oversized accordion. And I said to my partner, he's a bit optimistic, isn't he? And my partner said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, how many fish does he think he's going to catch in a canal to fit into a net that size? Unless, of course, it's for eels. Eels are long, and it was a long net, so you can see where my logic was going. Well, anyway, Floss looked at me as if I had taken leave of my senses. And he said, what are you talking about? So I said, well, maybe if it's not for eels, if he catches a fish, he can put a fish right at the end of it to stop it jumping out back into the canal. At which point, Floss started laughing. And I said, well, what are you laughing at? He said to me, do you seriously think he's going to fill that net up with fish, put it over his shoulder, take it home to his wife or partner and say, here you are, love, I've bought us some fish for our tea? Do you really think that's what's going to happen? I said, well, what is going to happen then? And he said to me, when he's caught some fish, he'll put it in the net and the net goes back into the canal. That's why it's such a long net, so that the fish can still have room to swim about in the water, but the angler can still see how many fish he's caught. So oh, okay. And we started giggling uncontrollably, to a point I had to hold on to him. And I was worried that I was going to wet myself through laughing on the canal bank because I had been really dizzy, hence calling them dizzy dead moments. He found it hysterical. We both found it something to laugh at because we can't know everything about everything. And I don't have the first clue about angling. But what this leads me on to was I made an assumption. I made an incorrect assumption. And when it was corrected, of course, it was right. But how many times do we in our relationships make assumptions about what the other person is thinking, saying, doing? We never question it. We just allow our minds to fill in the gaps of what we don't know. So I'd like to ask you today to have a think about the assumptions you make about your relationship with other people, and about maybe why your relationships aren't so good. Let me know what assumptions you come up with. And it might be that you just need to ask some questions about what that person was thinking, why they did what they did. I leave it to you. I look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow for the next part, day 2 of the Christmas countdown, the alternative advent. Have a fantastic day.